Hello, and welcome back to DocTrack Training. Let's begin our journey by taking our first look at DocTrack Flex. This is a standalone application that will work side by side with Sightline. It shows all the file attachments to the record you've selected. When you select a different record in the form, or even a record from a different form, it will immediately change to show the appropriate attachments. And as we'll learn, it does much more than simply show attachments. But for now, let's start with the basics. Just a note here, to demonstrate DocTrack Flex as clearly as possible in our lessons, we will be showing it on the same screen as Sightline. But keep in mind that it's even better if you can display it on a second monitor. That way you can leave it maximized, and the attachments will always be at your fingertips. Right now, I'm logged in as Paul Adams. To start things off, let's open the items form and filter for a range of items that I know have attachments. These are all the models in our FA series of bikes. And right now, I've selected FA 10,000. Next, I want to open DocTrack Flex, which we can leave open as long as we're in this Sightline session. But before I do, I'm going to make sure that my default browser is open. Okay, now I'm ready to open it. And here it is. Let's maximize it to get a better look. The main section of the screen is where I see all the available attachments. In this case, I have 4 of them. And I have this handy badge up here to show me the total. For most of these, you can see a quick preview of it in this screen when you select it. Let's take a closer look at this one. On the far left, you'll find 1 or 2 icons indicating what kind of attachment it is. This paperclip tells you that this one is a record attachment. That means this file is attached to this record in Sightline, item FA 10,000. The description of this attachment is Quality Plan. And this icon tells you that this attachment is stored in the company's network file system. The blue text after that is the actual file name. And if I double click it here, the file will open in the associated program on my computer. This file is a PDF, so on my computer it opens up in Adobe Acrobat Reader. From here, I could print a copy, highlight it, or do anything else that this program will let me do. Next, let's check out the previewer. First, notice that we have a splitter that we can adjust to change the size of the view. I can use these controls to move from page to page, or zoom in and zoom out. This spyglass tool will allow me to expand it to a selected range. And I can use this grabber to move it around. With this larger spyglass, I can search for specific text. Then I can select this tool to instantly resize it to the width of the document. When I select this rotate icon, I can rotate each page separately or rotate multiple pages. If I want, I can even remove pages temporarily from the previewer. Then if I want to see all pages again, I just refresh it. Above the previewer, you'll notice that this is a tabbed control. If you select this tab, the section changes to show doc notes associated with this record. We'll cover that a little later. Next, let's check out the window controls. Selecting the X will close DocTrack Flex. This one will toggle between the restored and maximized size of the window. And this icon will minimize DocTrack Flex to your toolbar. This question mark provides a couple of nice features when you open it. Selecting About DocTrack Flex will display the version you have. You'll also get a link to our website and the number to call for assistance with troubleshooting in case you run into a problem. From here, you can also select Online Help for DocTrack Flex. This is a very helpful reference on icons and controls, as well as instructions on using its many features. All right, let's restore DocTrack Flex. Notice that this tab shows us that we're logged into the DALS site. We've opened the Items form, and we've selected Item FA10000. Now let's go back into Sightline and select the next record, which is FA20000. Notice that DocTrack Flex has changed to show the attachments for that record. Here's the quality plan for that model. And here is the item revision worksheet. This one is a docx file, so when I double click it, it opens in Word. Okay, back to Sightline. And this time I'm going to open the Job Orders form. And filter for released jobs to make the FA10000 model bike. When I go back to DocTrack Flex, I see that it's added a new tab here for the additional form I've opened in Sightline. And it displays the attachments for the job I've selected in that form. This shows you that it will stay in perfect sync with Sightline as you navigate to different forms and records. And the handy attachment counter is always visible, even if I'm not on that form in Sightline. Now, at this point, you may be asking yourself questions like, why does the job order to make the FA10000 have some of the same attachments as the FA10000 item record? What do all these weird icons mean? Why are all these other controls disabled? Well, I'm glad you asked. And we'll answer those questions in our next lesson. See you then.